Welcome to the Fidelco Kennel. I am Kevin, and today I'm going to walk you through how we clean the kennels. First thing is when we first approach the kennels, if the dogs have relieved themselves inside, we'll come in, scoop any of the poop, and then the rest of it's just going to get washed towards the drain. So there'll be a lot of hair, and what we're going to do is just use the hose to just spray it all the way back to the drain. And once the hair is basically all over the drain, we'll come in with our bucket. I like to collect the hair before I foam the kennels, because otherwise it just all collects. It makes it harder to rinse later. Easy. This is our foamer. It's a hydrogen peroxide base. We'll just attach it to the same hose. And foam everything down. Now, while the foam is sitting, it's got to sit for 15 minutes to truly disinfect the kennel. So what we'll do sometimes, if the walls are really greasy or extra dirty from dogs jumping or just rubbing on them, we'll come in with a degreaser, just because the foam itself is more of a sanitizer. So you can see here there's a little bit of brown spotting on the wall. So we'll just come and spray that with a degreaser. Grab our brush. We'll use the brush as well on the floor. If there's any really sticky spots that we don't think the foam is going to break down, we can do the same thing. Just kind of scrape it around before we do our rinse. But now we're just going to let this sit for 15 minutes and I'll come right back and see you. All right, welcome back. We've let the foam sit for 15 minutes, disinfect the kennel. And now we're just going to go ahead and rinse it all down the drain. And then remember, we hit the wall with a little bit of stuff, so we gotta make sure to rinse that. Now, one of the things about the product that we use is that you can sit here forever and try to rinse it to the point where there's no more suds. It almost is never gonna happen. This product is designed to leave almost like a disinfectant film behind, so that it continues to work even when the dog is in here. And because it's hydrogen peroxide based, there's no risk to the dog. Once you've got everything rinsed down for the most part, next step is to go ahead and grab one of our squeegees and begin drying the kennel so that the dog can return. We don't want them to come back to a wet kennel because that puts a physical risk to the dog in case they slip. Once we've gathered all the puddled water to the drain, to make sure that it is fully dry, we will take a towel, and then with the same squeegee, we'll go ahead and just push the towel around and just collect any of the residual water that might be left behind. And then the dogs will be out of the kennel for a few more hours. So anything that might get left behind will air dry. And we've got fans we can set up to create some air circulation. Dry off the bed. Give their toys a little wipe down. Make sure we don't have any more toys up on top of the wall. There you go. Nice, fresh, new, clean kennel.
I'm Colleen and I work in the kennel, and one of the things we do for the dogs is to make pup cups and Kongs for enrichment for the dogs after they work with the trainers during the day. So I'm going to show you how we make the pup cups and what it's all about. Basically what we do is we take these little plastic cups and we're gonna write what kind of food. We make the pup cups for all the different kinds of foods. Dogs are on different types. And so right now I'm making pup cups that are Purina Pro Plan salmon and rice. And I'm just labeling it, the cup, so that the trainers, when they do take them out of the freezer for the dogs, when they come back from their busy day, that they are sure that this is the right kind of food for their dog. And so all these other ones are already done, but basically Purina Pro Plan salmon and rice. We just take the salmon in this case, fill it almost to the top, put it in the labeled cups, and we have these trays to hold on to it. And then for some of the pup cups we'll put in pumpkin because some of the dogs like it and some not so much. So it's a little something extra that they don't necessarily get every meal or whatever. So this is a popsicle treat for our pups. And then the last step is just to fill it with water, and the kibble will freeze in the cup. So now that they're all filled with water, we'll put this tray in the freezer, and then they'll be ready to go. They come out like this. You run it under water and it comes out as a pup cup.
So this is the undercoat, that very dull. If I ever find that I'm taking the pretty shiny coat, I'm taking too much off. We always use dog shampoo. We don't want to use people shampoo because our pH is very different from theirs and it's not good for them. If they ever get skunked, we could do a mixture of Dawn and hydrogen peroxide, but you never want to wash your dog with Dawn, dish soap, or anything on a regular basis. We want something a little moisturizing, a little clean. I always like to take a look at his mouth, we look at their feet. I'll feel them all over in case I feel any growths or abrasions or anything. I like to give the ears a little wipe out with ear cleaner. Again, always a specific product made for their ears, not water, not anything else. Very gently, and even as part of their bath, especially their first baths and things, we want to handle them everywhere, get them used to being touched everywhere while they're in the tub. Nice guy. That deserves a treat, huh? And lots of treats so that the tub is a good experience. We don't force them in. If they're new to getting a bath and they just feel like they can't handle it, we will end it on a good note and start again another day. Not give them a bad experience. He got a little bit of dirt in his ears, so that was good. We checked. Just a little bit. And good thing I have small fingers, huh? That feels good, yeah. I don't know. So I'm gonna start with a brush with the tongs far apart, and then I'll move down to a little bit closer to get everything off. And I don't restrain them really tightly. I like to give them a little freedom so they have a little control. I'll work with what he gives me. If he wants to give me his butt right now, I'll work on his butt. If he spins around, I'll do his front, just so that he's happy. He's not restrained tightly. Yeah, what are we doing back here, huh? I got some different products. I like to sometimes just spray a little water. That'll help me get the coat off a little bit. Furminator. I have a lot of different tools. Sometimes they prefer a different one. I'll try if the dog really doesn't seem to like a Furminator because of the noise or something. I'll use something else on them. Nosy, they like want to know what's going on. Huh? You want to know what's going on? Now if he wants to sit and relax, that's okay. I'll work on his front instead of his back so that He's comfortable. If I want to get the other side, I'll give him a treat to get him to spin around. He's had a few baths, so I know he's not weirded out by the water. But for the first time, I'll always show him the water, give him a treat, let him check it out. No big mystery, not be afraid of it. Easy does it. Come on back in. Come on back in. Come on, good boy. Good boy. I always start at the back because if they are weirded out, they seem to get a little more comfortable when they see, oh, back here, you're not hurting me, I'm getting a treat, I can deal with this. I would never want to start a dog with a first bath coming at his face with the hose and frightening him like that. I've really never seen any fleas here at Fidelco, but if you had a dog that you were worried about fleas and it was a flea bath, you'd want to start up here at their neck, give them a ring of soap around here, because when the fleas get wet, they run for higher ground. So you'd start up here and just put that ring of soap so they wouldn't be getting up into his eyes and his ears. Extra soap for the smelly parts. This feels good. It's like a little massage. The rinse is really one of the most important parts. I'm going to rinse him until I think he's good, and then I'm going to rinse him some more because I never want to leave any soap on his skin. He'll get irritated from old dried up soap being left on him. It seems pretty good, but I'm going to rinse him a little more to make sure I see the water running clear, no bubbles, and then I'll know if he's really rinsed. Since he knows the routine and he knows we're almost done, as soon as I stop rinsing, he's probably going to shake. So I'm really prepared for that. Oh, nice guy. You going to give me a shake? Over him. If I missed any soap, I'd see bubbles. I wouldn't hear that nice squeaky noise. Good kid. You like that. Sure. Smell nice. Work it in a little bit. And we're going to start to dry. Some dogs really don't like the dryer. Some dogs don't mind it so much. We're going to start at the back, just like the bathing, so that if he doesn't care for the dryer, he'll like it better if I start at his back instead of coming at his face, blowing the dryer at him. The dog dryer uses high-powered air, not heat. It has a warm setting, but it's nothing like people hair dryers. We're going to blow the water off his skin, not dry him with heat. And you never ever want to use a people blow dryer on a dog because they're way too hot. I'm going to start it out at the lowest setting. I'm going to show it to him, let him see it. Let him see it and get a treat before I turn it on. Maybe even touch him with it so he knows what it feels like before the air is going. No surprise. Huh, you like this. What is that? Yeah. Nice. You've had this I'm going to give him a cookie. Not everybody cooperates, but that's all right. Leave it. Yeah, good boy. Oh, did you lose it? So I'll hold it right up against his skin so we're actually blowing the water off of it. If they really can't hack the dryer, we'll always try to end on a good note. Dry them the rest of the way with a towel and try again another day. Little steps. And never force them. We want the bath to be a good, happy experience for them. Sometimes as I get close to this face, if he doesn't like it, I'm not going to insist. Okay, so we'll just end it on a good, happy note. Work on this back end, or maybe give him a Kong, or give him a little something to do. Don't use my towel. You want to do the other side? That's all right. Sometimes they tolerate one side better than the other side. Oh, what do you think of that? Yes? All right. Sometimes we'll do a little peanut butter, whatever we have, to just distract them a little bit so I can finish my job. All right, good boy. Good boy. No mouth. No mouth. And he's starting to let me know he's had enough of the dryer. And that's okay. You know, he did really well. And this is the kind of thing where we go, he's not going anywhere. The building's nice and warm. I'm going to towel dry him and let him dry the rest of the way. I'm not going to push him over the edge. Today just might not be his day for blow dryers, and that's okay. It's getting nice and dry. Huh? Was that enough? I know. It's a lot. Okay. Good guy. Yeah. So there we are, from drab to fab. From drab to fab.
Welcome back to the kennel. Now we're going to go over what we do in regards to feeding the dogs. As you can see here with me, we have 2 boards that go over every dog that we have currently staying in the kennel. Whether it's in our hallways here, or these dogs are back in the main kennel that way. These guys here are this way. And the board gives you the information you need to know in regards to what type of food the dog is eating, as well as how much the dog is eating. And then we also have these handy dandy food cards that also instruct anyone that might be feeding the dogs in case it's a different trainer covering for somebody. It tells you on here as well what the dog is eating and how much they're eating. So we'll go over Journey right now. Mr. Journey's right here on the board. He's in kennel 56. He's eating Nutrisource chicken and rice, and he gets 1.5 cups per meal. So 1.5 cups in the morning for breakfast, and then 1.5 cups in the evening for dinner. That's also listed here on the card, just so once we go out into the kennels to feed, we have these cards, and if something slips our mind, we don't have to come rushing back to the board. We've got these cards with us, which give us the same information. If we have any sort of medication for any reason that the dogs might be on, we have some of these plastic pill containers, blue for PM, pink for AM. So right now it's going to be like I'm building Journey's dinner. He's got one little small tab, and I will grab Journey's card, make sure I've got his meds, I've checked the basket, make sure that's all he has. And remember, like I said, board card, Nutrisource chicken and rice. Nutrisource chicken and rice. So we're going to do 1.5 cups. That's that. And then if I was going to be giving him his meds right now, I would just look for what the day is. It's Wednesday. Pop that open. Go ahead and drop it in there if it's just a small quick tap. If it's an actual pill, we want to make sure they're eating properly. We even have pill pockets. We'll throw the pill in that. Give that to them separately because we want to make sure they're going to eat their food and eat the med. So we'll give them the pill separately so that we know that they've taken it, and then we'll go ahead and give their food. That way they get a bitter taste from the medicine or anything. It's not going to affect whether or not they eat their food. As you can see, Max really likes the Nutrisource chicken and rice. Hi, buddy. So that's that, and there's Journey's dinner. He's ready to go. This is our new smart board that we use here in the kennel. We use it for a couple of different things. Mainly, as you can see here, we have a calendar. So this will actually show us if we have any dogs coming in or leaving the kennel on any given day. So as you can see here, Monday, it's blue, meaning that the dog was coming in. We can see that it's his first time coming to stay into the kennel. So on Monday, Porter came in, and then we'll come down a little bit. Today's Wednesday. In yellow, Porter. Yellow means he's going home. So that just lets us know who's coming and going. And then the color will kind of give us the idea of what they're here for. Tink, red, she's in heat. And then the overall look of the kennel themselves. This is a similar setup to the boards I showed you in the other video about the food. So this gives you what kennel they're in, what dog is in the kennel. You can click on a dog and gain some information based on where they are with their preventatives or their vaccinations, the date that they came in, and their presumptive date of leaving the kennel. So what I can do is I'll show you, let's say we had a dog coming in. I'll do the dog I have home with me right now, Mr. Argos. So we'll say he's coming in the comments, we can write that he's eating Nutrisource. Chicken and rice. And then he gets 2 cups AM and PM. We go ahead and we add him, and then you'll see right here, it puts it up on the board, letting us know that there is a dog coming in. And then once he actually arrives, we can go ahead and just change it from booked to arrived, save it, and you'll see the symbol changes to in-house. And then this is the other tab we'll use in the kennel. This just allows us to look up a dog. We can check the dog's weight. It'll also show us what they're eating, and we can kind of get their overall history of their time with us here at Fidelco. But for the most part, the calendar and just where the dogs are in the kennel as well, because we can see this from not just the smart board, but we can log in on any of our laptops. You can log in on your phone, any tablets. So even if we're moving around the building, we won't be able to see those boards, but we can open up this application and everything communicates from department to department.